I came as a graduate student in the fall of 1963. I actually came in June of 1963. And the expectation was I was going to be admitted as a student in the fall. But then during the summer, I found out that two alumni had sued because Rice had decided to integrate. William Marsh Rice's will said it was for white citizens of Texas. And so they had gone to court and broken the part about citizens of Texas long before this. But this was when they tried to go break the part about whites, then there was a court case that ensued. And so instead, the whole idea of me coming in was put on hold while the suit was debated in court. So I actually spent the first year as they called it a visiting scholar. Okay, so I wasn't a student, and I was the only student on campus for that year. The university won the suit, and so then in the fall, I was admitted as a graduate student, and a couple of other, I'm not sure, some people, I thought there were three, but I've never been able to find the article that shows it, but there were at least 2 or 3 students who were admitted as undergraduate at the same time I was admitted to graduate school. So I spent a year because of people fighting the desegregation of Rice. One of the things that surprised me was that I decided to stay here. But I think, again, that's one of the places where the fact that the Civil Rights Revolution was going on, I felt sure that Rice would win. I mean, but you know, there's no guarantee. If I were to make the same decision today, given the kind of court system we face today, I might make a different decision just because of, you know, what you think about the courts. But so I guess it sort of prepared me for what was going to happen. Actually, when I graduated from Rice, I actually left Rice the year before I graduated and went to my first job. You know, I was the first black to be hired, and so I knew all about that. So I think what I would say to students is you have to remain vigilant, because I think the barriers have changed, but they're still here. And that's, you know, they say you can't prove that statistically something happened to you, but you know that if it happens to you over and over and over again, no matter what the statistics say, it's actually happening. So that's what makes it's hard to prove. It's not as overt. There's not a sign up that says you can't go there. But you know, when you apply for a job and somehow they pass you over despite the fact that you have the same qualifications or more, it's the same problem. All you can do is prepare. You know, I mean, in the end, I think probably the one thing I would suggest is you want to try to be sensitive to that when you're looking at a job. You know, if you go to a job interview and there's no other blacks on the floor or any place around the company, I would be concerned about that. I mean, these days, I wouldn't think you would have to integrate. Now, it might depend. You know, at a university, certainly in the math department, there might very well only be one or no black faculty members. But you know, just in general, you sort of expect to see when you go into an environment, almost of any type, that there would be some blacks around, some Asians, some Latinos, and if there aren't, I would probably be a little concerned. I do take note of that type of thing myself.